Ah, yes. Merry Christmas to me.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh,
Merry
no.
Christmas, Evan.
That's offensive.
Merry Christmas?
Yeah, that's offensive.
Okay, happy holidays, Evan.
That's even more offensive.
Alright, well, I'll add that to the list of things that's offensive and whatnot. But I got you a gift.
Oh, fuck.
Well, why don't you open it?
Do I have to?
I mean, I'm not gonna force you, but I'd like it.
How much goddamn wrapping paper did you use? Oh, no! Oh!
It's your favorite thing.
It's the rip-off is back!
It's the circle of suffering, Evan. Here, Evan, you wanna check out the circle?
Stop with the bullshit! I don't want to do it anymore!
But you'll love it this time, I promise. Look, look, look.
Is it Christmas themed at least?
Kind of. Here, let's see what's on here. Okay. We have Silent Night from 2012. In this loose remake of the 80s classic Silent Night.
Loose remake?
Silent Night Deadly
What does that
Night.
mean? I know Silent Night Deadly Night. What does loose remake mean?
We'll have to watch and find out. The police force of a remote Midwestern town search for a killer Santa Claus who is picking off citizens on Christmas Eve. Can you believe that?
Yes.
Okay, next up we have
It's back!
I Am Here.
I hope we land on it!
Me too. I Am Here, ellipses, now, from 2009, by the greatest director of all time, Mr. Neil Breen. And it says, disappointed by its creation, the almighty being that created man arrives on Earth in a human form,
Probably him. He's probably the almighty
played
being
by
that
Neil
created
Breen,
man, you know.
and interacts with various troubled, wicked, and sinful people on his journey to Vegas. Boy, that sounds fun. Next up we have... We have Snake out of Compton. Excuse me.
Snake out of Compton.
From this year, and it states a rap group on the verge of signing their first record deal is the city's only hope in a battle with a giant mutated snake monster. Wow.
Oh, and the traditional.
Then we have, as always, another Tetsuo movie. This is Tetsuo the Bullet Man from 2009. Losing his son Tom in a hit-and-run triggers violent emotions in Anthony, whose body begins to transform. When the driver who killed Tom reappears, Anthony mutates into a mass of metal, a human weapon fueled by uncontrollable rage. The third movie in the Tetsuo series, but of course you guys are
Tom and Anthony are their names? Wait, is this one in English? This one's in English. Okay, I got confirmation from the research team that this one is actually in English.
Wow.
And what's next?
Next we have the Pristine, the Marine 6, Close Quarters.
Marine 6.
From this year. Jack Carter, played by WWE's own The Miz. And another former Marine.
As my Manine.
Luke Trapper, played by WWE alum Shawn Michaels, joins
it's a WWE movie.
Joins forces to rescue a kidnapped girl from a gang of international criminals. That sounds great.
Horrible. Sounds horrible. Oh, look, it's Terminator. Oh, wait.
Then we have a strange one, Shocking Dark, aka Terminator 2 from 1989.
Wait. Stop. Pause. I made a joke that this was Terminator because it looks like the cover, but this is actually Terminator?
It's called Shocking Dark, also known as... let me read and find out. In a polluted
Where'd you get this from? God?
Yes,
Did
actually.
baby Jesus deliver this letter yourself?
I woke up with this in my pocket this morning. So
This
weird,
must
right?
have been Santa.
In a polluted
With
future Venice, researchers work to improve the situation. One day, unknown forces start killing them. A team of soldiers and a couple of civilians is sent to investigate. Soon, they encounter strange, murderous creatures. That sounds like a
Terrible.
barrel of laughs.
What's this? The Punisher?
And then we have The Punished from this year.
Did you get all Asylum movies? Fuck you. Oh no.
Oh, I think it stars that guy who does all those restaurants. Wolfgang? See, Wolfgang, a professional mercenary for hire, is thrust in the middle of a local dispute when hired by a wealthy benefactor. But when he...
Wolfgang? What restaurant does he own? Arby's?
The Wolfgang Puck restaurant.
How about White Castle? You ever been there?
Yeah, I like White Castle.
How about Burger King?
I'm gonna keep reading. Okay, so, where was I? But when he develops a friendship with a young orphan and a local tour guide, now that is a team, he is torn between his loyalty to violence for money and righting wrongs in the name of innocence. I don't know what I just read.
Dealer's choice.
And then there's a dealer's choice.
Okay. So let's go through this for a second here. If we get dealer's choice, what are you hoping for here?
I don't know, man. Maybe I Am Here Now or the This is tough. Keeping in the Christmas theme, I would personally probably pick Silent Night. But
I gotta tell you though, in the spirit of complete ripoffs, I'd really like to do I Am Here Now. I think that would be the choice I'd have to go with. I can tell you which one I don't want to land on, and that would be Snake Outta Compton.
which means we're probably gonna land on
it three fucking times, but I do not want to do Snake Outta Compton.
Well,
nor do I really want to do Tetsuo or Terminator 2, but oh no, we don't have to do anything! Yes! I've saved us all!
technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
I've saved us all! Oh, hold on.
Does anybody have a Swiss Army knife?
Does anybody have a screwdriver? We need a screwdriver! You ready?
How about I'll just
hold it. Sorry, everybody. We
It takes two men to
yeah, we're just gonna hold it because our engineers have really blown this one. So I apologize for the inconvenience.
Someone ripped off
But
the paper too hard.
Here we go.
Can we
It's the punish.
Can we respin?
No.
All right.
No.
You can spin one more and see what it lands on.
And here we go! Oh! No! Oh! Choice! I choose the punish! Yeah!
All right, that's what we're watching.
The Punished. What's funny? You know who it punished? It punished us. Brought to you from Redding, California, with a little bit of Sweet Baby Ray's. Just gonna put that right up in there. Yeah, it's good stuff right there. Oh yeah.
Finally, the movie has some substance.
No, give it another one. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we've just been tortured, for lack of a better term. We spun the wheel again, and it landed on a movie called The Punished. Not Punisher, Punished with ED at the end. Ooh, that smells tasty.
It's for the wolves.
It's for the wolves. Okay, so I'm Jason Green. Alongside me is Mike Dowling, Evan Moore, and Kyle Downey, friend of the show. So let's try to go down this. So we watched a movie, like I said, called The Punished. Evan, how would you describe this film?
A vacation promo for Redding, California, brought to you by Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce and that Turtle Park.
Yeah, so this movie stars a guy who is doing a terrible, terrible Schwarzenegger impression.
Besides, I'm not wandering. I'm escaping.
Escape?
I have my reasons. Now, are you gonna give me a ride or not?
Not.
He's like some kind of hitman, some kind of mercenary. It starts out with him in like some, I guess it was like a some giant power
Refinery?
plant. Yeah, like a refinery, like a power plant, place with a lot of railings and steps. And he's having a firefight, shooting a ton of people. And there's a little girl manning the control station that I guess he saves. So I guess from that point on, we get
There's no plot.
yeah, there is no plot.
Yeah.
We get the notion that he's like some kind of hitman, and he's tied with this other lady who's like very emotionally depressed. Mike, any thoughts?
I feel like this was just the director had his daughter on the weekends, and he was just filming it. He's probably
That was the director's daughter. By
he
the
was
way.
probably a local video director. You know, makes commercials for all the businesses, and just decided like, hey, I got my daughter here. We're already recording this stuff anyway. Let's just throw a fake ass Schwarzenegger in there and turn it into a movie.
Yeah, it bordered between like trying to be serious, but then it was like super campy and just straight up like there were so many moments where my jaw dropped just by like, what am I watching?
We need a tour guide to show us around Reading. I'll pay you $500.
Oh, you actually don't need a tour guide for the attractions in Reading. Most of them
I'll
are...
pay you $1,000 for the day.
What?
Here's the first 500. I'm going to get the rest. Please show around.
Kyle, what did you think?
It was punishing. To watch the whole
I
thing,
am
it was
punished.
just. I don't know why I deserved this, but I
punished.
did it.
Aren't you
and,
happy you came over?
I don't know. At this point, it was bad. It was
Yeah.
really bad. Some scenes just went on forever. I liked when
Yeah.
she was doing the
We-
like. This is what we can do
We
at Reading
learned
Park, and she
everything
went on
we
for
can
like
do
2
in Reading,
minutes.
California.
Okay, so let me know what you guys want to do. As you know, Reading has a ton of fun things to do. I'm sure that's why we came here. So we have a huge water slide park, we have a trampoline park, we have a casino, we have volcanoes, rivers, lakes, caverns, waterfalls, hot springs. Let's see, you guys could go camping, you could go river rafting, you could go jet boating or mountain biking or fishing, skiing, sailing. We have houseboats and cabins and tours of historical places. So just let me know what sounds fun. The list goes on.
I want to do them all.
Redding, California,
Yeah.
they have
Jet-
the orca whale boats.
That thing was awesome, by the
They
way.
have.
Yeah, I do want to go.
They have a party boat that you can go on.
They have a water park.
They have a water park.
The forest.
There was an aquarium, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
What else was in Redding, California?
Go-karts.
Go-karts.
The
Boathouse,
boathouse.
yacht.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the yacht. There's a lot
like,
to do.
that thing that-
trampoline park. There's a
Trampoline
trampoline park in
park.
Redding, California.
Mini golf.
There's
Mini golf.
golf.
There's that like jet ski thing that shoots you up into the air. I don't know
Yeah.
the name of
Yeah,
that.
it's like a hover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fucking thing.
hover water thingy.
Yeah.
So the main
There's
character.
a lot to do in Redding, California. If you're a little sick girl dying of a disease that you're not going to disclose to the audience,
Yeah, you have no idea why.
because for whatever reason it's a disease that she has to be administered drugs by a nurse and checked on a doctor every day. But we don't know what the disease is, and you're snuck out by an Arnold Schwarzenegger wannabe.
Just in case that happens.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Go to Redding.
They don't call the police or
Don't
anything.
call the
Yeah,
police.
yeah.
They just
If,
let
if
her
you're
go.
good to little girls in the hospital, you can just take them out. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter who you are.
You're
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
father.
doesn't matter.
It's all right.
No. So everything's. I mean, there's a lot to do in Redding, California, and then when your weirdo Arnold Schwarzenegger, not stepdad, goes out to randomly kill people associated with Mrs. Mandelbaum's.
Mendelsohn.
Mandelbaum. It's go time. Yeah.
Seinfeld reference.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this was like, hey, we're gonna put in 3 or 4 brutal, violent murder scenes of Mrs. Mandelbaum wanting to get revenge for her
For her son's death?
Grandson's death.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna fill the. Then that's gonna be 20 minutes of the movie.
Yep.
Then the other hour and 10 is going to be what you can do in Redding, California.
They needed a plot.
There's a lot to do in Redding, California.
You know what? Let's go to Redding
trip.
someday. Yeah, road trip. I'm down for that.
Now, did we actually see the grandson's death at all, or was that
No,
just something?
just-
No, that was
Implied.
just something that we're supposed. That you
Okay.
just told us.
The way I read it was, I thought like the fucking murder bot, whoever our main character
Wolfgang.
was.
Wolfgang.
I thought he killed the grandson, and then the woman didn't know it.
I thought that was tied into the beginning when he's running around
Yeah,
shooting
but that was
everybody.
just-
that was just something.
Yeah.
that was just a
Right.
scene.
And-
That was just a thing that happened.
So Wolf.
Those are the two first guys I think he had to kill.
Yeah.
But I got the impression that he was the bad guy.
That's what the narration was
Yeah.
saying.
That was
Who
a story
was
about a bad
na-
guy.
Who was narrating this
I don't
movie?
know.
The
Harrison
woman,
Ford.
right? The grandmother, right? Wasn't she?
The old
Must-
lady?
it had to be.
Most fables and stories are centered around a hero. This one is about a villain.
I went
His
through
bidding?
so many different theories on what this movie was as it kept going, and then it just became the simplest version of it.
Yeah.
I thought the little girl grew up into the
Me
old
too.
woman.
I was thinking that too.
And
How
he's
would
a
that even be
robot.
possible?
Well, I thought he
a
actually
robot?
was a
You thought
robot.
he was a you guys
Yeah.
actually thought he was a robot?
Yeah.
It's
A little
one.
Wait,
bit.
like for real?
He has
You
no-
thought the guy was a
I
robot?
thought it said on the paper I read. It said the Terminator, and I'm like, maybe this is.
No, that's the other movie that we were gonna spin, which is called Terminator 2: Rise of the.
Oh, I got them confused. They look the fucking same.
Yeah, no, we watched The Punished. So
Oh.
we punished it.
All right. So anyway, Wolfgang is some kind of hitman who does the bidding of this old lady who's a fucking alcoholic. She's at ShopRite buying a bunch of booze and talking to her.
Brought to you by the San Francisco Giants.
Brought to you by the San Francisco Giants. She's talking to her therapist a lot with a scene that drags on
Once.
for
Talked to her
once.
therapist once.
But it felt like a lot because the scene dragged on forever. And then between Wolfgang's time killing people for her, he goes to the tourist museum and gives this woman $1,000, and then she just sticks with him the rest of the movie. I don't even remember her name. Did they say her name?
Which girl?
The one that he gives
The
$1,000
one-
to. The
well,
female,
she's-
the female
okay.
lead.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about her for a second.
She
Because-
was.
If you insist.
because
What's there to talk about?
I am in love, ladies and gentlemen, with this woman.
She's very pretty lady.
Not in the movie, because her character. Her dad was a pastor, and then he died, and then she gave her life to a aspiring filmmaker, and then
Goes to Iowa.
Wants to go to
and
Iowa.
He's like, I gotta go to the Iowa Film Festival. I bought these Cole shirts.
You need
Just
to
like
liquidate
regular
your
flannel
assets.
shirts or
yeah,
something too.
bunch
It's
of
like,
flannel shirts to go to Iowa.
That was probably filmed in the director's house.
Yes, that probably was the director.
His apartment.
But anyway, she's like, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna find someone new, and she wants to date Arnold Schwarzenegger. But all of that aside, this is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm in love.
This opinion brought to you by Jameson.
Yeah, this opinion brought to you by Star Trek, the original series, boldly going
With
where no
barbecue
man has
sauce.
gone before.
WWKD.
And Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
What would
I'm
Kirk
loving
do?
It.
I mean, is our life here any more noble?
But why are you trying to turn this back around on me? It's not my fault he had a heart attack.
Basically, they walk in and they're like, "Hey, I need a tour guide." She's like, "Redding, California is so beautiful. You don't need a tour guide."
She goes on forever about what you can do.
And she's like, you can go
Yeah,
laser
yeah.
tagging. You can go
It's
here.
like 20 minutes.
This seems like 2 minutes long.
Yeah,
They're just rattling off things
it
to
was
do.
it was unbelievable. And then he's basically like, "I'll give you $1,000 if you take me to Redding, California." And she's like, you don't need a tour guide.
She's like, and then he's like, all right, you take the girl. I'll go to my car
I go
and
to
get.
car. I
Get the other
And then
$500.
Wait, and then that's the best fight scene of the movie.
Yeah, he doesn't go to the car. He goes to like some. Okay, so I'm imagining this tourist area, like a building here, and then next to it is like this dilapidated building that's like falling apart, and there's just like GQ model just standing there admiring the sun, and then Wolfgang comes up behind him and beats the shit out of him. And they have like the worst choreographed fight I've ever seen, where they're clearly missing punches.
And sound effects.
And the sound effects, like what you would find in like, I had those same. Those,
Can we reenact the fight real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna just down here. Ready?
Punch the wrong way. Zip tie. Yeah, he zip tied. He didn't even
gotta
kill
zip
that
tie
guy.
me.
So I think the point of the movie was that he was being followed by another
Can you do a side by
hitman,
side of
and
that,
that's
Sean?
why he took him out.
Can you do a side by side of those fights? Because I think that we just got that
Yeah.
perfect.
I think we actually got a bit. Sorry, Kyle, what were you saying?
No, I think he took out that guy was following him for
You're
some
right,
reason.
yeah,
But they
'cause-
don't explain like why that guy knows who he is, or they just
He was like, were there people who were involved in the killing of the grandson that knew they were getting hunted down and they decided to go after him?
That's my headcanon.
That's my head.
I'm assuming that's his. Yeah.
You've got headcanon in this movie.
I gotta fill in the empty
Yeah,
spaces,
okay.
man. The
So no,
director's
we
not
have
gonna
no
do it.
idea who that guy was.
No.
Um,
And then at some point,
The movie basically had the 3 action scenarios where the beginning,
There was the
middle,
beginning.
end.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the beginning
Yeah,
was
it's
him
like-
on the in the oil rig.
Yeah.
And then the second
Was
one
the office building.
was in the office building when
Yeah.
the guy's like, "You're gonna take me to your house. It'll be your
Who was that
fucking
old man?
safe."
Oh, I forgot that even happened.
Yeah, remember that? And that's how he got
That's
his
how
mask.
whole movie
That's
is
how he got the
forgetful,
classic The Punished mask.
So, so Wolfgang goes into like this retirement community wherever this old man is being beaten up by these two thugs.
It was a municipal building I saw
Yes.
at the end.
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
like
And-
Reading Municipal.
And he saves the old man, but then forces the old man to kill one of the people. He's like, do it on the security camera, do it now.
Yeah.
He's like, you won't, we want fire. He didn't say that, I made that part up. But,
It's close enough.
I'll tell you later. But,
Here you are.
What happened to you?
Are you okay?
I fell. But I'm fine.
so let's talk about the sick little girl real quick. So
That's the director's daughter.
that's the director's daughter. The Wolfgang meets this child in the hospital who's afflicted with some illness that they don't say what it is. They just say it's an illness.
they actually go out of their way to
confidentiality.
not tell you what the
Yeah.
illness
Yeah.
is.
You know, I've actually been meaning to ask you, why is it that she needs to be hospitalized?
You want to know her condition? Mm-hmm. Actually, even children have the privilege of patient confidentiality.
Right. I understand.
Let's just say she requires medication that needs to be administered by a nurse every day, and she needs to be checked by a doctor every day. But if you really want to know, you should just ask her. I'm sure she'll tell you.
I guess it was her make-a-wish wish to hang out with an assassin.
Well, she
So-
tries to escape all the time, right?
Yeah,
That's why
yeah,
he
he's-
decides
she's
to
like,
take her.
I'm
don't-
gonna leave. You can drive me out of here.
They don't
He's
give
like,
a
"I'm
shit."
smoking a cigarette.
So yeah, and that's what a lot of it is Wolfgang being a caretaker for the director's daughter because I guess he
Make-A-Wish,
was away in the bar and he's like, here, just take my kid,
Yeah.
have fun with her. We'll have the second AD film everything.
We're just gonna throw the fucking GoPro on someone's chest anyway. It's gonna follow you in the woods.
Oh my god.
And then the nurse, the nurse the nurse practitioner tags along.
It's a hospital administrator.
Hospital
You're right.
administrator / nurse practitioner. I don't know. They said both.
Yeah,
And-
the hospital administrator
I
doesn't
don't
wear
know.
scrubs. So
Yeah,
that
I
was
don't know. And
weird.
then she goes along and she's like, "Ooh, I'm out on a date with Buffy McBuffface," and she's like,
And then drops off the fucking face of the
Yeah,
earth.
she just leaves.
Beautiful.
I'm a princess.
I have
I'm
a job.
princess.
Oh my
I
god,
have
talk
a
about that
job.
real quick.
I have a job.
What
So-
scene? Yeah.
So the girl leaves her loser wannabe filmmaker boyfriend. Who, I mean, come on, dude, you made.
That was
this
the best
movie.
decision you made in the
You
movie.
made this movie, and then you're gonna make fun of people like that. What are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is you're the guy in the movie, you turd bag. Like, come on.
Yeah, Renee.
He probably got rejected by the Iowa Film Festival and decided to make fun of it.
I'm
by
gonna
getting
make my own
a
film
very
festival
pretentious.
This
with
is
blackjack
a revenge film.
and hookers.
Yeah,
And
he
barbecue sauce.
decided to make this very pretentious character who needs to go to the Iowa Film Festival to disparage it.
The Ottumwa, Iowa Film Festival accepted my short film.
Nick, that was our grocery money.
I gotta get out there. Gotta get on that red carpet and make myself known.
She's looking at herself in the mirror or something like that and just monologuing motivational speeches. She's
She's like, I bought you this car seat because we're gonna be a family. Me, Wolfgang, and the sick little girl gonna be a family. And I'm like, oh. And he shows up with the nurse practitioner, and she's like, I'm beautiful.
hyperventilating.
I'm a princess.
It's like, this girl who isn't even yours isn't going to be our daughter.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was around here, but it's been a few years.
Understood.
Did you really come out here just to help me?
It seems that way. What is it that we are looking for exactly?
I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so the main girl has a stick that's very
Mike gets
big. That's very big, and she's like just poking the ground in this wheat field, and we're all wondering.
I'm looking for my necklace.
Yeah, we're all wondering why. So then Wolfgang calls her, and if you look at Wolfgang's phone, put this.
That's
in,
not it.
Put this in, Sean. When Wolfgang calls her, he has like a screen that's not the phone screen on his phone. It was so weird.
And then he's like taking the call. He's like, hello, this is Wolfgang. I've come to your location. Send me your coordinates.
Text me your coordinates.
Text me your
Your
coordinates.
longitude and
Your
latitude.
German accent is like awfully Indian.
Wait, him?
I'm sorry.
His
I
or
don't
Wolfgang?
I don't hear accents, Mike. I find that to be very offensive. Hey, why don't you have a Merry Christmas?
Oh shit, you got Mike. That was a good one. So
Gotcha.
anyway,
So she gets the coordinates, or he gets the
yeah.
coordinates.
So he arrives with a metal detector. So anyway, 2 years of metal detector is just more shit that I don't care about. And then she says, "Yeah, I've been looking for this necklace for several years." What? What was she doing?
we were just all like flipping out at that
It
point.
was
We're like, what?
It was unbelievable.
She's like, I threw this away a few years ago. And we're like,
You care about it
we're
now?
like, yeah, like,
and he literally went. He's like, "I bought you this metal detector.
yeah, she's like, you bought me a metal detector?
Found it.
Beep, beep, beep.
He found it in 2 seconds.
Here it is."
I guess a stick isn't that helpful.
Wasn't
so.
part of some bird nest miles away.
Yeah,
Didn't
no.
move at all.
It wasn't even dirty.
No. Okay, so I think the movie breaks down like this, right? It's basically action scene, little girl enjoying her vacation in the beautiful sunny Redding, California.
Great state.
Great. Listen. Everybody should take a vacation to Redding, California. Then it's I'm an assassin. Mrs. Henderson is Mrs. Hankerton is gonna get me to kill these people that killed her grandson. Fine.
Okay.
Anyway, so they go back to Redding, California, and then they're doing like jet skis, and then back to assassin scenes. But then there's the end assassin scene where shit gets real.
This is the best part of the movie.
Okay. There's 2 guys. They're out in the woods. They just got done raping a girl, and they say that. Hey, we had a good time with her. This is what you get from stealing
I
from
take
us.
that back. This isn't the best part
No.
of the movie. I forgot about that part.
We had a real good time with her. All because you stole from us.
They just get back from doing that, and they have her tied up, and they put her in a trash can, and they're about to set her on fire. You know, best part of the movie. This is my favorite part. So anyway, so they stick her in a trash
wish
can.
more movies
and then they
ended like
dump a
this.
bunch of gasoline in the trash can.
This
right?
is why it was
That's
the
my
best
favorite part. So they put a bunch of gasoline in the trash can, right? And then they're gonna set the trash can on fire, and boom, here comes the Punished. And he's like, and he's like, boom, 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 and then there's like this whole shootout, right? And this is where we learn about Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
This shit is so versatile.
Even the wolves like it.
You know why we brought you out here, don't you? This forest is crawling with wolves, mountain lions, and other animals with sharp teeth. And all they need to do is smell you. And I think this will do it.
They smother a man in barbecue sauce and leave him out for the wolves.
So, you know, wink, wink, if you have trouble with anybody,
And she,
get rid of them like that.
Hold on, can you hold this for a second? This is how she uses the barbecue sauce to smother up a criminal. And then she's like, "I'm gonna leave you for the wolves."
It looked like
That was it.
And that was the movie. Then the movie ended.
Yeah, there was no resolution with the girl, older or little.
Well, no. Then my girlfriend, what's her name?
Nicole Stark.
Nicole Stark, my girlfriend.
Yeah.
She basically said, you can just DM me directly at blah blah pod1 or email me at jgreen89@gmail.com. That's JAY Green89@gmail.com. Anyway, so
Oh no, she did say that. You're right.
yeah. Anyway, so she's like, hey, we're gonna go to this disabled boy's house, and we're gonna help him. And then
We're gonna kidnap him.
Mrs. Mavilda calls up, and she's like,
Hey, I like that you kill people for
I like
me.
that you kill people, and it's good to kill people. It's like, damn right. I'm gonna help people, and I'm gonna kill people. And then the movie ends.
he told
With the perfect line.
What do you want to do about it?
Well, I've got the money. If you've got the bullets.
Can we talk about the scene real quick where the bad guy has the the guy strung up on the tree, and he has the gun to him, and he's just like, if you shoot me, I'm shooting him. So the Wolfgang just shoots the good guy anyway.
Yeah, the guy
that?
who's chained up to the tree gets killed.
Were you there?
I don't remember.
Well, Sean will replay
happened.
it. That happened, right?
When was the scene where he just went like this?
The guy who was being held hostage.
Oh yeah. And she's like, "Why do you do this to help strangers?" And he's like,
What was he pointing at?
"Her, the enjoyment."
Yeah, because it's rude to just
Yeah,
use
but
your
she's
finger to
splashing in the
point.
water.
It's rude. You got to use all of them.
Yeah.
You gotta use
Oh,
the
when I worked
fingers.
at Six Flags, they made you use your whole hand to point instead of a finger.
Oh, the bathroom is over there.
Was Wolfgang your boss?
It very well might have been.
Yeah. All right, so I'm pretty sure we've said everything.
No, we didn't say nearly enough about this.
Everything.
What we need to distinguish is we've watched some bullshit on this program. We watched Hideous, which was the worst
That was
movie.
legitimately the worst movie ever
The
made.
worst movie you've ever seen in your life, and I mean that's up there, definitely.
Kyle, it's about aborted fetuses who are zombies.
Can you
What was your
insert a clip
favorite scene?
Can you insert a clip from?
I'm not answering that.
This is my favorite part.
This was probably the second worst movie.
This is
we've
like the
watched,
second
though.
worst movie we've ever watched on the
Yeah.
show.
It was just a lot of it was just so boring.
It was just
too.
watching him have fun.
Yeah,
It really, it just made me want to go to Redding, California. We've got laser tag.
I would honestly.
Going on the water
California's a great
slides,
state. It's nice and warm.
Hey, Golden Tate. What's her name? What's her name?
Who?
Stank.
Nicole?
Stark. Nicole Stark. If you're out in Redding, California, hit me up. You can email me at jgreen89@gmail.com.
He won't be in
All right,
California.
what's her name?
Nicole.
Nicole Golden Tate Stark. If you are in Redding, California, you can email me directly at jgreen89@gmail.com or DM us at @blahblahpod1. I'm sure those links will be clickable down here.
Not the email.
We
Not
would
the email.
love to visit you in Redding, California. And
I'll
by
go to
we, I mean
California.
I, not you. Coming on my vacation with my girlfriend.
You guys gonna go in the dolphin thing together?
Yes.
Go on our houseboat.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
California's nice, man. It's warm.
We're gonna get married.
There's,
and
You're
then
gonna
we're
slap a
have
GoPro
car
on her and
seat.
throw her
It's
down a
gonna be
slide.
She already bought the car seat.
Yeah, she's already got
it's perfect for you.
She's already
Waiting for
got a
you.
car seat. I can fit in there.
Kyle, I want to hear more about what you thought about this film, though.
Yeah, go ahead, Kyle. Why don't you give us
I don't
your
know what
in-depth-
else is there to say. Like,
Anything that comes to mind? Any scenes that stand out?
How do you feel
And
about
he's-
barbecue sauce?
I actually really want barbecue sauce right now. It smells pretty good.
kinda
No,
all over
I
the
think
place.
we've said enough.
There is something very odd about the, if you want to call it cinematography.
Oh, how the
Oh,
light
What?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
There's
there's like
sunspots and stuff.
filter over the whole.
look like
thing?
sepia tone.
It was either like the guy had multiple different cameras that didn't match up footage-wise, so he just threw it into a fucking Instagram filter, or a camera was actually water damaged. It just had a weird magenta color along the border of the.
Well, what happens when you point the camera at the sun?
Oh yeah, like it was like a cheap camera, I guess. Some cameras, if you point it directly at the sun, it's just a black hole, and he had that multiple times. Instead of looking at the fucking monitor and trying to account for that, or maybe even tracking a fake sun over that, nah, let's just get that big black spot in the sky.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Cthulhu to fucking come out.
It was.
That would have made the movie, and then
And then he's a
Finally,
robot.
bro.
Yeah, and then he's a
Wolfgang.
robot.
No, Wolfgang becomes Cthulhu and just has to float. Just floats up, just like Poochie.
I don't know,
Someone
I
needed
think the
him.
one thing that comes to mind was when she was in the grandmother was in her office with her
Oh,
intern.
We
and
talked
then-
about
yeah,
her. We didn't
forgot
talk
about that.
We didn't talk about the grandmother.
Yeah.
Good. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
and,
Good
and all
point.
of a sudden her phone goes off, and the intern's like, "Oh, I'll answer for you," and she's like, "No one's on the other end," but there's a phone still blaring off. So she leaves the office, and the lady opens her drawer, and there's like a million cell phones.
Just like
I was
fucking
like, "What is?"
25 Net 10 cell phones into there.
And
None of them are lit
And then,
up.
like,
One of them's
Wolfgang
ringing.
talks to her in German. No subtitles.
No
you have
single-
no idea until the
Yeah.
end of the movie. All of a sudden, he starts speaking in English to her. But it's just like
And it's like she has obviously she's trying to hide something. Why is the cell phone ringtone so loud? Is her hearing that
20
bad?
of them.
And like, yeah,
And
that
then
was the
her-
thing too. And there was some weird like feminist. What was it? Feminist messages?
No,
in
no,
there?
no, no. There was conservative.
Oh, it was
messages.
extremely
whatever.
conservative.
There was some
I tuned out
conservative
at that
messages.
part.
This is a request from the Public Relations Office. They say it's good for the company's image to have our most successful businesswoman sign the Freedom of the Nipples petition.
Petition for what?
She's like, I worked for everything I have, and there are children being sold by the Clintons into slavery in this country, and And I will not. And if I'm gonna give my money somewhere in my time, you think I care about nipples?
She's like,
But
only
at-
when
but-
that is done,
but at-
I will,
Yeah, then I'll care about your
then I'll
stupid
care.
feminist
She's,
cause.
Her boobs.
But at
They're
the end of
right,
this
boobs, yeah,
movie,
boobs.
at the end of this movie, like she's the person that we're supposed to side with.
Well, yeah. Well, her
She got her revenge.
Well,
but-
that's the whole thing. It's like she's the one orchestrating Buff Bob to
Buff Bagwell.
to Buff Bag Will to like go out and kill all these guys because they had some sort of connection to her grandson, and the whole time we're just like, who the fuck is this? Like what? And then,
a lot of it doesn't make sense. Like when
None of it
they
makes
when they
sense.
chained the guy up to the tree at the end with the barbecue sauce, and she's like, "Well, we have it on record. We recorded it that you killed my grandson. The police don't care." I'm like, "What police would not care about?"
yeah, and then she's like, the police care more about the rights of murderers and criminals than they do about the children. that
These
clean
people
up.
are murderers and criminals, though.
They're in the pizzeria. Get the children out of the pizzeria.
I'm willing to face the law. Just call the police. Let them sort this out.
The police? The police have already arrested you over a dozen times for other crimes. Every time they let you go. The police care more about the rights of murderers than protecting the public.
Oh man, I'm grasping here, guys.
That's it.
That's it.
The whole movie.
Zero
about
out of 10.
This movie sucked ass. Sorry, Renee.
No.
Stick with making music.
It had Nicole in it. There was not a 0.
1 out of 10, and it's
0.5
just
out of
because I like watching my girlfriend act.
She's got potential.
Email me at jgreen89@gmail.com.
Tweet at blah blah pod1. Seriously.
DM.
Subscribe to this Twitter. Hit that like button and that bell, baby, and get those notifications.
I also want to point out something before we go. I want to point out this beautiful display
Yeah,
of items.
it's great.
That Dan Katz
think
painstakingly put together.
Dan, thank you, Dan.
And they're beautiful, and I destroyed them with barbecue sauce. All right, but everyone's okay, and these are wonderful. And why don't you give me that? Okay.
Well, where did that come from?
That's what fell. That's what fell. Okay, there we go. That's what
Everything
fell.
is in
and then
order.
Captain Marvel fell when we were talking about rape.
That's okay.
And Deadpool fell, and he's fine. And I think there's a tiny smidge of barbecue sauce here that I will eat off of this sweater. So,
Ladies
I
and
think
gentlemen.
we're okay. Brought to you by Redding, California, and Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
And the San Francisco Giants.
And
and
airsoft guns
And
airsoft guns.
that were clearly used in the film.
Yes.
They just spray painted the orange tips. Oh, and Wolfgang had weird ass nipples. Thank you, everybody. Good night.